Hi friends, I'm Tina. Welcome back to Whispering Cottage Home. Today, we are creating a peaceful, vintage guest room filled with beautiful quilts, soft florals, and those thoughtful heirloom details that make a room feel personal instead of simply decorated. And the lovely thing is, you don't need an expensive home renovation or a room full of antiques to create this feeling. I'm sharing 5 practical decorating ideas you can use in your own guest room, from choosing the right quilt and mixing patterns to displaying family treasures without making the space feel cluttered. Before we begin, I'd love to know, do you have an old quilt, embroidered pillowcase, framed photograph, or little family treasure that you would love to use in a guest room? Tell me about it in the comments. I always enjoy hearing the stories behind the things we keep. In most guest rooms, the bed is the first thing we notice, so I like to begin there. Instead of buying an entire matching bedding set, try building the bed in layers. Start with fresh white or soft ivory sheets, then add a vintage-style quilt with a clear colour story, perhaps faded rose, gentle blue, butter yellow, or soft garden green. Fold the quilt neatly across the bed rather than covering every inch. That gives you a little breathing room and lets the pattern become a feature. If you already own a family quilt, even better. It doesn't have to match everything perfectly. Choose 1 or 2 colours from the quilt and repeat them elsewhere in the room. For example, if the quilt has small dusty blue flowers and faded pink leaves, you might repeat the blue in a bedside lamp and the pink in a small floral cushion. That repetition is one of the simplest interior design tricks for making a room feel intentional. And when the bed has a clear colour direction, choosing the rest of the room becomes much easier. Now we can bring in those cottage-style patterns that make a vintage guest room so cheerful. The secret is changing the scale. If your quilt has a larger floral pattern, choose smaller patterns for the pillows and curtains. A tiny rosebud print, narrow ticking stripe, delicate gingham or petite vine pattern can sit beautifully beside a more noticeable quilt. Try not to use 3 large florals, all competing for attention. A simple formula is 1 main pattern, 1 smaller pattern, and 1 quiet, solid colour. For instance, imagine a blue and rose floral quilt, 2 cream pillow shams with tiny blue sprigs, and 1 soft rose lumbar cushion. The bed still feels full and welcoming, but your eye knows where to rest. This is also a wonderful affordable home upgrade because you can often refresh a guest room simply by changing pillow covers adding a folded quilt, or sewing simple curtains instead of replacing furniture. And once those textiles are working together, it's time to give the bedside areas a little personality. A guest room should be pretty, but it also needs to work for someone actually staying there. Beside the bed, a small painted nightstand, warm oak table, or well-kept vintage chest can add character while providing useful storage. Keep the top simple. A traditional ceramic lamp with a fabric shade gives gentle evening light. Add a little dish for jewellery, a small drinking glass on a tray, and perhaps a bud vase with a few garden flowers. That is enough. You don't need to fill every surface with collectibles. If you enjoy flea markets, look for pieces that can do double duty: a small wooden chest with drawers, a vintage luggage rack, a pretty covered box, or a sturdy old stool that can hold folded linens. These are home decor ideas that give a room history while also improving home organization. And friends, I'd love to hear from you here When you stay in someone's guest room, what little detail makes you feel especially cared for? A bedside lamp? Fresh towels? An extra blanket? Flowers? Let me know in the comments. This is where the room begins to feel like a home with memories. Instead of spreading little treasures across every surface, choose 1 or 2 places for them. On a dresser, you might group a framed family photograph with a small porcelain dish and a polished vintage box. Above it, hang a botanical print, an old-fashioned landscape, or a pair of floral pictures with similar colours. 3 meaningful pieces usually make a stronger statement than 10 unrelated ones. A chair in the corner can become another lovely little moment. Choose a painted wooden chair, a traditional spindleback chair, or a small upholstered armchair. Then add 1 folded throw or 1 floral cushion. If you have an old embroidered dresser, scarf, or handmade linen from your mother or grandmother, use it where it can actually be seen and appreciated. That is the heart of vintage home decor for me, not collecting things simply because they're old, but finding beautiful ways to live with pieces that still mean something. The final layer is what keeps a richly decorated cottage room from becoming heavy. First, look at the windows. Light cotton curtains, cafe panels, or softly patterned drapes can frame the room without blocking too much daylight. Then, bring in something fresh. Depending on the season, that might be garden roses, zinnias, sweet peas, cosmos, daffodils, or a few leafy branches in a simple glass or pottery vase. Flowers connect all those older furnishings with something living and cheerful. Finally, check the room from the doorway. Can you clearly see the bed? Does one beautiful quilt catch your attention first? Are the nightstands useful rather than crowded? Do the patterns repeat a few colours instead of introducing something new everywhere? If the answer is yes, You've created that collected, not cluttered feeling so many of us love. Sometimes the best decorating idea is also knowing when the room has enough. A peaceful vintage guest room doesn't need to be perfect, and it certainly doesn't need to be expensive. A beautiful quilt, a few repeated colours, useful furniture, gentle lighting, fresh flowers, and one or two meaningful heirlooms can completely change how the room feels. More than anything, a guest room should quietly say, "I'm glad you're here." If you enjoyed these cottage decorating ideas, please give the video a like and subscribe to Whispering Cottage Home. And before you go, tell me in the comments which family treasure or vintage find you would use first in your own guest room. Thank you so much for spending this time with me, friends. I'm Tina, and I'll see you again soon at Whispering Cottage Home.